Hey guys, what you up to? Been a while since I made another video. Been very busy getting what I need to get done and up and running. If y'all remember a while back when I said I had a surprise for y'all. Well, I still have a surprise for y'all. I can't quite tell y'all yet, just quite yet, what it is. But it's in the works. It's coming down the pipe. It's getting real close, real close, real close. For the last, I said for the last 2 to 3 weeks, it's been real good. Sorry for the shaky video and all that. But anyways, for the last 2-3 weeks, I've been working on what I've been working on, getting it all fixed up, and getting it ready to put to work. Came across some issues, like just little minor issues, but huge expenses, big expenses, more than I thought it's going to be, but it made me want to run harder than I plan on running. It had to be done. There was no questions about it. It had to be done. I'm going to say on our family farm, we purchased our first truck and trailer. There it is. That's your surprise. I can't hold it back any longer, because what I'm fixing to explain to y'all, it will just go away. So, yes, our family farm just purchased our first truck and trailer, so we can use that on the farm, and maybe the future will hold great for it. Hopefully, it'll turn out to be good for the farm. Hopefully, it'll generate. Well, what I'm trying to say, produce more money for the farm. Maybe help pay for some farm expense. Because we all know what farming is. Farming is a high risk. It's just like trucking. You're taking a high risk. You don't know what the outcome is going to be until it hits you. So we pretty much took a double dip into this, growing our farm into a bigger and better function business as the farm, so we can start holding our grain, our products more, instead of paying a third party to do it for us, which costs us money out of our pockets so that we can profit. Granted, when you purchase a truck and trailer, it's more expense up front. But we are thinking in the long run. In the long run, we'll profit more money when we have we can transport our own goods and products and stuff to the plant or the mill or whatever the crops are going to. We purchased our truck. I'm trying to think back. It was back. It's June now, ain't it? So back in May, early May. early May. So it's been almost a month, almost. It's probably going on 3 weeks right now that we had our truck and trailer. Well, we had a truck first for a while. We went and picked that truck up, made it 3/4 the way home, and we came across some issues. Some issues. Not major issues, but in between minor and major issues. It's in between. It could have ended up real bad. But I was able to get it home in one piece, no problems. 3/4 away from home, the truck. Well, I turn off a main highway onto from it's like a back road street, back road, and well, anyways, lost my train of thought. I was coming off the main highway into one of the back roads. I live in the country. Just heading back towards the house to avoid going through my hometown, middle town. Just trying to avoid all that traffic. So I turned off the main highway onto the back road. Once I turned onto the back road, I heard something go. For a minute, I said, "Well, I lost pressure. I lost air pressure." Or I was thinking, like, you know how when your truck builds up to 120 to 150 psi of air, it expelled the extra pressure. So maybe that's what I thought it was, that. And as I looked down my gauge, and it was right there around 100 psi, so it wasn't that. And I looked over at my other gauges, and I noticed that my oil pressure light went, and it stayed lit. I was like, I'm having 20 psi, around 20 psi oil pressure. I said, that's not right. That's not good, because it should be around 30 to 50 psi of oil pressure. But when you're going, you're up at a good speed. Your truck, depending on what kind of truck it is, it should be between 40 to 50, between 40 to 60, depending on the truck. With the truck I bought, it stays around 50 to 55 psi when it's a good cruise. And I noticed that it wasn't even though I was making my turn, even though I was still at our low speed, it still shouldn't be that low, around 20 psi oil pressure. And then I kept going. I was just hoping it'll build up, because I was figured that I checked the oil, and I checked everything I left. It was all good. And then the oil pressure light went off. So, well, good. Maybe it was something to do with air pressure. Might have a little leak somewhere. So I kept going, and I got maybe a mile from the house. I came to a stop sign, make a left, going towards my street where I live on. And once I turned left on my street where I live on, my air pressure went, and my water temperature went. So my oil pressure dropped again. My water temperature was skyrocketing around 220, 230, almost touching red. So I was maybe a half a mile from the house by this time. So I was like, holy crap. So I just slowed the truck real. I just creep. How much I did? I just creep home, so I wouldn't have to run higher RPMs. I just creep home, and I just maintained where the water temperature was at. It got almost red. It didn't never touch red. So I made it home. Shut it down. Well, first, before I can shut, I got out and I looked underneath the motor. The blow by hose, it was blowing out steam. I was like, "Damn, gummit!" And I went to the other side of the truck where my bottom lower radiator hose was, and I looked and it was leaking. I was like, maybe that's what it was that made that. It blew my radiator. It didn't blow it off, but I think it blew just enough where it loosened it up, and it blew all my coolant out. And that's where my oil pressure and everything came in play all at once. And because the engine, I didn't have no coolant, so the engine was running hot, not hotter, but it was running hot. I still don't know how or understand how I lost air pressure. I still don't understand that, which I do understand, but I still don't quite understand how that played in the factor, because the airline was on the opposite side of the engine where the radiator hose was. I don't know. But somehow that caused the issue, unless it caused it from overheating, and it caused the airlines to get hot somehow and just like bust a little pinhole somewhere and just cause an air leak somewhere. Which it did have an air leak. I found the air leak in my one of my airlines coming from my compressor down to my air dryer. It was a metal wrapped up. It looks like a it's an air hose. It's an airline, but it's instead a regular rubber hose. It's metal top hose. It's kind of hard to explain because I've never seen it before. It's metal. It's not rubber. It's metal airline. Kind of like carbon fiber type look to it. Anyways, my radiator hose, it didn't blow off. It just, I guess it built up so much pressure from losing all that coolant, and it blew. It just seeped through the hose a little bit. I didn't have no coolant left in the tank. I didn't have none in the radiator. My check that went cooled off. That's another thing. Do not check your radiator when it's hot. Just let it cool down. Just wait till the next day. Let it cool off completely. And so I came back the next day, checked all that. Still didn't have no air pressure. That's before I even found the air leak. So I had to buy a whole new radiator hose for the lower section, the passenger side. Redone, put all new hoses up on radiator, new hoses everywhere. I just went ahead and done brand new hoses everywhere. So when I get to running, I don't have to worry about no more issues. Then I replaced the airline once I found where it's leaking at. Replaced that from the air compressor to my air dryer. I replaced the air dryer. Air dryer it has not been replaced or changed since 2015. 4 years old. So I went and replaced that. That's a $600 product. If you ever wondering, on the Freightliner Columbia 120, it's a $600 air dryer, but it's total worth it. The airline for that piece from the air compressor to the air dryer, that was a once that's a $40 piece airline. I can't quite remember. Radiator hose, it was $30 a piece. So if you think about getting or starting your own company or own business and trucking company, you might want to stake out your money real good. Have a lot of money saved up for the little kinks, the little problems that you'll have. So just be prepared to have some extra money on the side. I went and I bought a brand new Fontaine fifth wheel slide for a truck. It came with a stationary fifth wheel, which is fine, but I want to be able to shift my weight if I get pulled by DOT. So $500 for that. Then we noticed that the engine was having a little small oil leak on the block. So, and another thing, the engine light kept coming on. So I took it. Remember, I said I got a Freightliner Columbia 120 with a Caterpillar 15 motor with an Easton Fuller 10-speed transmission. And so I ran and I checked what engine light was coming on the truck. It was popping up a cylinder number 1 solenoid valve solenoid. I can't remember which one. I think it was. I can't remember which valve it was, but it's part of one's valves solenoids. So I called Caterpillar. There's one close to where I live. So I called him up and see how much would y'all can charge or see what's wrong with my truck. What's going on with it. It's popping up the engine code of this number. 285.6. I think that's what the code was. I can't remember. Checking the mail. I was like, yeah, just bring it when you can, and we'll hook it to a computer, and we'll see what the code is reading. I said, I know what the code is reading. I see it on my dash. If you have a Freightliner Columbia 120, and if you want to know what the code is, just have your key on first. Or turn the key on. Don't start it. Just turn the key on, and then turn it back off, on twice. I did it wrong. On, off, on. Yeah. And then it'll pop up your engine code. And it'll tell you what it is. So I did that, and I Googled it. And I got the whole chart saved on my phone, so I know what else. So if I got another engine code, I'll just have to bring that chart back up, and I know exactly what it is. So I took my truck down there Thursday last week, and yes, I'm home right now. Just pulled up in my driveway right now. I had to run to the Freightliner and get some parts for the truck, the brakes for the truck. My truck's still in the shop. It is Tuesday, so it's been in the shop for 4 days now. I was supposed to get the truck back yesterday. Yesterday, yes, Monday. And I was supposed to get the truck back Monday, and I didn't get it back Monday. They came across another issue with the truck. I wish I had a piece of paper, but I don't have a piece of paper of what's wrong with it. But came across They hooked that to the computer, and it was the solenoid I was talking about. So they replaced that solenoid, and they replaced the other. They found two other sensors that was going bad. So I went and replaced those two other sensors that was up there around the valves and all that. And when we had replaced the engine harness, it was covered in oil from the oil leaking through the block. So with all that, and they did some other stuff I can't remember, since replacing oil seal or oil rings and all these small little pieces of parts. That came at a total of $49, almost $5,000 worth of parts and labor. About $3,200 worth of parts, and the rest of it's in labor. I think that's right. Okay. I think that's right. $3,200 worth of parts. I can't remember. I have to go back and look. And they called me again today saying that we were putting the engine back together and putting it outside for you to pick up today when I go off work. I said, okay. So they called me and they said, while putting it back together, we ran into another issue with one of the, I can't remember if it's solenoid or the actuator, I can't remember. But it was a stub bolt that was to hold it, one of the stub bolts that's holding it on, whatever it is, I don't remember. One of the stub bolts broke. And I was like, well, it's not your fault, it's not our fault, it's just the bolt might have a faulty on it. So we went ahead and ordered another, whatever, solenoid or whatever it was, actuator or whatever it was, they went ahead and ordered another one since the stud bolt broke while putting it back together. Another $500 in the drain. So it's going to come out a total of almost $5,500 worth. $5,500 worth of parts and labor. Just because they're getting that sensor, that engine light fixed. So if you think about one on your own trucking company or truck or whatever, it's good. It's good. It's fun. It's fun and all. It's good, but just be prepared. Have your money to the side and have your money ready for something like that. That's what I wanted to tell y'all today. Just have your money sit to the side for parts, tires, maintenance, all the different categories. Have it ready and be prepared for whatever you're facing. I was a little prepared for this, but I wasn't prepared for this huge amount. I was prepared for about $3,000 worth. That's it. $3,000 worth of parts and labor. That's it. But that's just part of it. That's just part of owning your own trucking and business and farm. If you whatever you want to do as a business, you got to prepare yourself. Prepare yourself to have money to the side for that. And today, PC Freightliner picked up some. I don't know if you can ever. I don't know if you can see that or not. $590 worth of brakes for the 2 steers and the 4 drive tires for the truck. Granted, when you do replace your brakes on both front and back, you do get core. So if you ever do replace your brakes and all that, save your receipts. Save the boxes that your brakes came in. Put the used brake pads into the correct box. Like, for example, if you're going to do your front 2 first, take the 2 front ones out, take the 2 brand new brakes, put them on the truck, and then once you take the old ones off, replace the old ones into the box. Don't mismatch them, because you won't get the credit back for it. And then same thing for the back 4. Just put the old ones in the box and put the new ones on the truck, and you'll get your core back, your money back for like about $134.40 back for the four dry tires, and about $90 back for the two steers. That's for the core. So so almost, let's see here, 131, say 135 and 90 is 10, 12, about $220 back in core. So 220 minus 590 is what did I say, 220? So it'd be about 300 no, $370 worth of brakes and stuff. If you shop around, I'm sure you can find cheaper brake pads someplace else. But where I live, that's pretty much that's all I have. That's close by. This is the Freightliner dealership. So I'm having to spend a little bit more than I want to spend. That's all that I had that's near me. And I also went ahead and bought a brand new fire extinguisher for the truck. Let's see if I can show you. I don't know if I can be able to see it. Well, I can't see it. $53 for a new fire extinguisher, but it's a 5-pounder though. It's not small. It's a big one. It's a small one, just in case. They recommend getting the big one. But the small one's like a pound. They won't do nothing. They won't put nothing out. So I went ahead and put a 5-pounder in there. So think about it. Think hard about owning your own truck. It's hard. It's hard sometimes. It's gonna get hard. I know it's gonna get hard, but it'll just make you want to run harder. That's all. So yes, I'm back home. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to drop down below questions. Anything you want to ask me about trucking. I've been trucking for about 5 years now. I'm not an expert at it. I'm no mean at it. I'm not perfect at it by no means. I just love trucking. I just love being around trucks. I love working on them. I worked at John Deere before I started my trucking career. So I got a mechanic background to work on trucks and stuff like that. Yes. Don't worry about my hair. It's a mess. So, yes, I love being around motors and trucks and big toys. So, I just knew this is what I wanted to do. I always wanted to have my own truck. Ever since I was in 4th grade. 4th grade was my dream to have my own truck, my own company. But it is what it is. So if you have any questions about this video, please let me know. Comment below any questions, anything about trucking. If you have any questions about trucking, just let me know. I know this video is a little long, but I just want to give y'all a surprise. It's time for it. It's time to let y'all know what's going on. So I'll show you the video of the truck one day when I get it to where I want it, and I'm locked out. Left and keys in the truck. So I'll see y'all in this video. Peace. Oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment below, and hit the bell. Hit the bell. See y'all.